is the why you write it is the most important part. So I want to begin with that. Write that down. Why do I want to write my first book? Why do I want to write my first book? If you don't know the why, and you might not know it, you won't push through the challenge of getting it done. Because to me, real books have the ability to influence. I think we've forgotten what real books do. Real books can change lives. Real books will live on far longer than you and I. I think the most important thing to me about real books is that it's the legacy.
After many, many years in this publishing and writing journey that we've been on together, and Jerry, even before we met each other over 12 years ago, and Jerry now, us being publishers, very cute boutique publishing company, and also his own very serious writing. After 27 plus books, 5 novels, 2 movie screenplays, 2 autobiographies, 12 collaborative books with over 200 authors, our international magazine, Writing Egg, which is coming out soon. The next issue, it is almost ready.
This month. Angela and I have supported now 200 plus authors in our collaborative book series, which we'll talk about more and why we do that. But what I love is the journey of who you become. The journey of who you become. And if you wrote one thing down today, it's the journey of who I'm becoming is the most important part of a writer. And that ties into what do I want to write? Because ideas are going to flow to you. My favorite idea generating tool is what I call drive and dream.
And I resisted those drive and dreams for a long time. I'm too busy doing, but they're really key.
And reading. I can't say how many times I meet a new author and I'm helping a new author. I'm like, oh, what are you reading right now? Oh, I hate reading. I don't have time to read. So you want to write a book, but you don't want to read.
The research the other day, Jerry was like, he's got a writing satchel. You have to have a writing satchel. Okay. And in that, he showed me this stack of papers that he keeps with him. And he writes down favorite sentences and words. And he just has captured all of them. And I thought that was really fascinating.
But I always start out with, what do I want my reader to experience? Our themes, every book is always themed with what do we want readers to experience. And in this case, it's a sense of urgency. Knowing you will die, how will you live? And I want to go into how to help you create the time for your writing, okay? Because here's the thing, if you don't schedule that time, you won't get it done. You have to commit to getting it done. For me, I must write. I must write every day. I must get a book done. And I know if you're an author working in my book series, and there's a few on
It'll
here,
get done.
You will never not get your book done with us.
It gets done. That's why the focus today is getting it done.
And you can schedule them any days you want, but I'm just giving you my schedule. For me, though, I'm only going to focus on the days. All you need to do is take a plan like this or take your calendar and say, okay, Mondays is my idea day. Tuesdays is my research and reading days. Thursday is marketing and brand building. So that's when I'll take like a book of whispers like we just released a few months ago, and I'll pull out the wisdom tips. I'll make the wisdom card from that. I'll help an author. I'll do a branded piece. And then Friday's my writing day. So Friday's the day where I'm like, end of the week, I grab my pad and my satchel, my writing satchel already has my pads in it, my pens. I use a gel pen and I have a lot of them because I go through them. And I'm not like, making it hard for myself. It's already ready to go. It takes me 1 year to do a book. For me, writing my own book, let's say a novel like The Life I Left Behind, okay? Or my self-help book, like I Don't Know What the Hell I'm Doing. I wanted to show you at a glance a monthly schedule. And this is what I do with new authors. So let's say March and April, Okay, the first 2 months, I'm doing research and I'm laying the outline. I spent 4 months writing. So from May to August, that's when we would normally go, let's say, go to Tuscany, and I'll do 4 months of intense writing. I never go to the same place to edit. Okay, that's another Stephen King antidote. There is find a different place to write and a different place to edit, because they're different actions completely. Writing versus editing. There's a time to write, and then there's a time to edit. So my greatest advice on this part, and actually Stephen King also really highlights this in his book on writing, is do not edit while you write. You will never get it done. I write the book by hand, then I rewrite it, and then I type it up, and then I print it into a manuscript, and then I'll edit that about maybe 11 times, sometimes 12, sometimes 13, until I feel that that book is where it's meant to be. So I am all about getting your words done and getting your book published and getting your first book published, whether it's your own or it's in a collaborative book, because it will make an impact on others, but more importantly, it's going to magnify your way. It's going to magnify your way. Your deeper why gets magnified when you take action. On the right side, you'll see what I call book creation, and I've summarized it into just two things: book creation on the right side, and on the left side is brand building. And these two kind of eventually start to work together, and I'm going to show you why that is. But just to kind of give you an overview, is the sort of outline of your first book, the outline concepts, creating that outline, which we went into deep last week, completing the manuscript, and in between there's all the things I talked about like earlier, like creating the time and committing to it, like just overview, completing the manuscript, then moving into what we call the editing and proofreading stage. And there is a difference between both of these, as well as a huge difference between editing and writing. And then we get into what's called creating the master book file. That's what's going to be used to actually go to the press, the pre-press file. In this case, the master book file. And then that kind of moves into the actual physically on the press file, the pre-press file. Now, on the brand building side, the left side is what's called pre-marketing. And I know when I'm working with an author, whether it's in our collaborative book series, there's a lot of pre-marketing we do. And it's another thing that I love about what we do, and it's taken us a long time to really master that, is we'll create a ton of pre-marketing announcements. Like you'll see in our new book, Living What Matters, you'll see as an author comes on board, we do pre-marketing to say, hey, look who's publishing in our new book. Chapter reviews. There's an opportunity to really share parts of your chapter with sort of a focus group around you. Pre-ordering is huge. A lot of new authors miss out on getting pre-orders done. And if you do it well, you'll have your first 100 books already sold before it's even on the press. Then the official launch event, and then there's fulfilling your orders, and then events and publicity. Create something that connects, and your story will travel faster than before. Everything from, do you want the cover to be matte or glossy? There's a difference, and it creates a different visceral experience. Do you want to have visuals in there? Do you want it to have illustrations? Professionals you'll need are as follows. You need a publishing team. You need some kind of publishing team. We're a publishing team. There's other publishing teams out there that have strengths that you don't have. So look for that strength that you need. Maybe it's someone that will continue to motivate and guide the process. kdp.amazon.com. It is a very, very robust, I can see why they call it Author Central. It's a robust engine and machine that allows you to manage your books, create your books, manage them, and publish them all in one location. And what's really, really great about this is, so there's an example of one of our newer books where I took 3 of our original collaborative books, the first 3 I Know Why books, the Little Black Book, the Book of Passion, and the Book of Purpose. And I've been wanting to bring them all together because I've had readers say, oh, I don't have that other book. It's, it's not available anymore. It's out of print because we're not printing anymore. So I decided to make volumes. So there's going to be 2 volumes. This is volume 1. You can see it here. I Know Why. And it combines all 3. It's 600 pages. That's the maximum you can print, by the way. 600 pages. That's huge. Like, just think about that. 600 pages. Most people aren't going to do more than 150. New authors are always around 150. I'm in that 300, 330 range because I'm a more seasoned author. So that's kind of my range of books. But what's great is you can see it tells you everything about it. It's a Kindle. There's the Kindle, and it's live. If it wasn't live, it would be under review. It tells you the price, and it gives you the ISBN number, and then allows you to do a few things. You can promote and advertise through there. You can order author copies through the right side. You can unshelve it in case you want to make changes. That's another great thing, okay? Whenever we would print our books, we couldn't make any changes. I'm like, oh man, I wish I rewrote this one thing. But here's what's great about this Amazon portal. I'm making changes all the time, right? And then I just upload through the right side here, upload a new manuscript. And then it goes through a review process, 24 hours, sometimes 48 hours, usually it's 24. And it's like, boom, it replaces the old version. And that happens. Like you may release a book too soon. It's got some changes you need made. Your editor was taking too long. Well, now you can replace it.
But because Jerry had that background in creating a proper file, it did make it a lot easier. So that's why we offer all this guidance and coaching, because we don't want you to go through that excruciating process.
Well, at least to get the first book done.
Yeah, but you know what? We did want to share that with you. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
It's been fun.
Thanks,
and please feel free to reach out to us personally, email, messenger.
Anything you need. And share what you're working on. Share what you want to work on. Share what's happening.